right. Another live, another day. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Ons and ones and twos. This is DJ Torch. Welcome to another live stream. And I thought I'd start out with not even any, intro music. Just kind of just go on the fly, see what's going on out there. We're going to start out with, believe it or not, 50 Cent. Everybody's kind of championing 50 Cent because, he's putting that boot on, he's putting on the boot on the neck of Diddy. At least as much as he can, right? So, yeah, he's doing that. He's putting his boot on that neck. I guess he's going to release some type of video, but sad part is that, quite honestly, I don't know if he's a whole lot better than Diddy. I think it's really just the whole hip hop community. Phoenix Soul in the house. Good seeing you, Phoenix Soul. I think it's really the whole hip hop community and what the way that it's affected our culture is not that great. I mean, you have to think about it. Really, when you think about it, other than the music itself, and you focus just on the culture, what's the culture consist of? Gangs, pimps, historically high level of DV, exploitation, misogyny. I mean, what other than the beats, the music, some great lyrics here and there. I mean, really, what has it really offered, And that's why we're going to be checking out the underbelly of hip hop once a week. Yeah, I agree. Phoenix Soul, throw the whole thing away. I don't know what it was supposed to start out to be, but it ain't that today. That's for sure. If it's supposed to be something positive. Let me go ahead and put some on screen for you. Putting some on screen. Here we go.
50 Cent and his son Marquise have had a very public beef for the past few years. He went as far as saying he wouldn't have a bad day if his own child got hit by a bus.
That's his own son. I can understand guys being frustrated or having beef with, their their family members, but that's a little extreme. Hold on one second. I gotta refresh.
50 Cent and his son Marquise have had a very public beef for the past few years. He went as
that's bad. 50 Cent and his son had a very bad time together. Here we go.
As far as saying he wouldn't have a bad day if his own child got hit by a bus. 50 posted this bold comment under a photo of Marquise and Kyle McGriff. But when you learn who Kyle is, you might not be surprised about 50's reaction. Kyle McGriff is the son of the infamous kingpin Kenneth Supreme McGriff, who is currently serving a life sentence in federal prison for a long list of crimes. One of those being the attack on 50 Cent, which led him to being shot 9 times. So when 50...
Wow. Oh, okay. So 50 Cent, I didn't know he was shot 9 times.
He sees a photo of his son with the son of the man that tried to take his life away. He felt no remorse. Posting up with McGriff in that photo was a huge sign of disrespect from Marquise. Still, most people saw 50's comment as disrespectful. And
yeah, let me pause that. Let me bring him back to right here. Okay. Really, quite honestly, this is really getting dicey here. I mean, really, I think both men involved, 50 Cent and the old McGriff gangster dude, would both be mad if they saw their respective sons posting up like this. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good positive. This is what people should be doing, is making peace. Now I understand, dude put nine, pieces of lead in you, you know, that'll that'll be bad, but his son didn't do it. I think, his son didn't do it. And basically, I guess McGriff is probably in jail forever, which he should be. But at least these guys are showing some maturity and peace. It's like, bruh, your pops did this, but he ain't you. We're friends, whatever it is. But let me continue playing more. Here we go.
Still, most people saw 50's comment as disrespectful and unimaginable, something they would never say to their own kid, no matter what. He took to Twitter to respond, "I have zero ill will towards anyone living on this earth. The people Shaniqua's son looks up to and associates with is a reflection of the negative energy he embraces towards me. I paid his mother $1,360,000 in support to afford him opportunities I never had. Most people..."
Quite honestly, $1 million is not a whole lot. I mean, especially when the kid, kid's like, well, he's not a kid anymore. He's kind of grown, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Nobody's sneezing at a million three, but it's not like it was 10 million or something like that. But I'm glad he took care of him. But at the same time, he has to understand his kid is his kid. I mean, he doesn't control the mindset of a child, Maybe if he was there. Obviously, to me, it doesn't seem like he's around his kid that much. Let's just put it that way.
People look at this and think, well, $1.3 million is plenty. I could make that work. However, his ex, Shaniqua Tompkins, sued him for $50 million.
She's cute.
But not for child support, for allegedly burning down their house in May of 2008.
He burned out. See, that's, I'm telling you, 50 Cent, he's not the nice guy y'all thought he was.
"Kill me and his own child," said Shaniqua Tompkins, who miraculously survived the suspicious 4 a.m. blaze.
Now, I don't know if your child, if you tried to burn down a house with your child in it, I don't see how or why. Char Willie in the house. I don't see how or why you would be mad at him for not really caring about how you feel, because you were trying to put him into the upper room.
Which leveled the $2.4 million mansion in Tony Dix Hills, where she lives with the rapper's 10-year-old son Marquise and 4 relatives. She goes on.
The kid's only 10 years old? Oh man, I thought he was like maybe in his, grown. He's not even grown yet. And he still hates us. See, that reminds me of that video. That's just crazy. Phoenix Soul said, "Who thought he was nice?" Well, let's just say I thought he was nicer than Diddy, but sounds like to me the only thing that the only reason why people are preferring him over Diddy is because he hates Diddy, and that's it. But sounds pretty brutal to me. Here we go.
Say that 50 threatened me on Monday that he was going to have someone visit me. Even the local fire chief, Larry Feld, knew something about the situation was weird when he said the fire was definitely suspicious because of the volume of the fire and how fast it spread. Now, this is an extreme accusation and seems unlikely that 50 would burn his own house down just so his ex couldn't have it. Ultimately, the lawsuit never went to—
Wait a minute. There's dudes that are literally, deleting their family members. What's the big deal with the house? Delete the house too?
To trial, and we got to hear 50's side of the story months later. The courts told her she had to leave, 50 said. "It's kind of more like, if I can't have you, you can't have it. So you figure she lit it up?" the interviewer asked. "Well, I don't want to say that. Don't try to make me say something I don't want to say," 50 Cent replied. "But the circumstances to it might seem that way." 50 He says his ex burned the house down. Shaniqua said that he did it. The mystery looms still to this day. But 5 years later, we would get a glimpse of how bad 50's temper actually is when a series of shocking text messages with his son were released. Hey, I'm outside the house at the front door. I came to the front door. The lights went off.
This is a 10-year-old kid. Okay, at least from what I've heard, he's a 10-year-old kid. He looks older than me, but he's a 10-year-old kid. Here we go.
You lying? You outside? You fronting? I saw you looking out the window. Good luck in life. You're gonna need it. LOL, you frontin' hard body now. How you going to see me when I'm in the basement? LMAO. F you. You are your mother's child. LOL, why would you lie about that? I need a blood test, cause that dick-sucking bitch you call mom was fucking the whole time. It's cool, I will never go out my way again. You disrespectful little motherfucker. LOL, you never do. I don't know not father that doesn't even call their son for his birthday, or get him a gift for his B-day or for Christmas. You are
remember now, he is sending these texts to a 10-year-old kid. I don't know what to say. That's crazy to me. He's sending that text to a 10-year-old kid.
Mother's child. I don't have a son anymore. To no surprise, people were mortified at these messages. Confused.
Okay, wait. I think I don't have any more. 50 Cent launches a foul mouth tirade. Okay, you're 16. Still. 16 still.
How a father could speak like that to his 16-year-old son. How did it get this bad? It seems like 50 went out of his way to go visit Marquise, then Marquise didn't come to the door for some reason. Seems like an odd situation, and possibly an overreaction, but we never got any more details from it. However, Shaniqua went to the press a year later and said that 50 hasn't seen his teenage son in 2 years. 50 also didn't go to Marquise's high school graduation in May of 2014. Apparently, he wouldn't even call on his birthdays. This became a reoccurring theme, where Shaniqua would go to the press and publicly air out their relationship issues. 50 claims she is crazy, bitter, and entitled to money and fame.
That sounds familiar. Sounds like every red pill dude, doesn't it? Crazy, bitter, entitled. But I'm sorry, I can't take your side of the story, bro, when you cussing out your son who's a dude. I mean, a young man at 16, with that kind of a temper, I'm kind of leaning towards 50 who burned down the house, not Shaniqua.
Just because they have a kid together. But the caveat to all of this is that 50 was contributing money to her and Marquise. A lot. $1.3 million in child support. An insane amount of money, which ended up being around $6,000.
That is not an insane amount of money. That is not. Not for a multimillionaire. That's like, let me look up right now. How much is 50 Cent worth? How much is 50 Cent worth? Okay, let me put it on screen. 50 Cent looks like he's worth 40 million net. And, that could be kind of, I guess what I'm saying is that $1 million, 1.3 is like 1/40th of his worth. And quite honestly, if you work it right, you could have you donating money to your blood, is not a bad investment. But, so 1.3 to us, that's a lot of money. To us, that's a lot of money. But believe it or not, there are some parents who send their kids to college and they spend that much on college. I kid you not. Here we go.
$1,700 per month, but Marquise says it wasn't enough.
It's $6,700 a month.
Okay.
That's not in my eye, it's not a lot of money. I've seen a lot of money. That's not a lot of money.
Now, New York City is the most expensive city in the world. So let's do some quick math. In New York City, a child is entitled to be supported by their parents until the age of 21. 50 and his ex split up in 2008. Marquise turned 21 in 2019. So 50 would legally have to pay support for 11 years. 50 said it was $1,360,000. So that would actually be $10,303 per month. But Marquise said it was just $6,700, which is a huge difference. Kind of weird. I don't understand the discrepancy, but let's just go with $6,700. The average cost of rent in New York City in 2009 was $2,400, and in 2019 was $3,200. Let's just call it $3,000 rent for a 2-bedroom apartment. For cost of living, we can go $300 for utilities, $150 for internet, $750 for car payment and insurance. You can also just ride the subway. That's $120.
These are low numbers. I see what he's saying though, but basically these are pretty low numbers because Um, depending on how good your credit is and how much the down payment is, that, I've seen people spend $900 a month on a car. I don't know why they do, but they do. Here we go.
$29 per month for an unlimited Metro card, $1,000 for food, I don't know, $700 for clothes. We just got up to $6,000, and as you can see, I overestimated on all these expenses.
No, he
And
didn't.
67
No, he didn't. There's some internet services you can buy for $200 a month with no problem. So, nope, sorry.
700
I
is
mean, don't get me wrong. We'll go with what he's saying, though.
still enough money. And that's not even including another potential $1, $2, $3, $4,000 per month that Marquise's mother could be contributing. I think we can all agree $6,700 is plenty. But Marquise didn't exactly say it wasn't enough money, it just wasn't enough for the lifestyle he expected to have.
Right, exactly. They measure it by that too. When a guy has to pay child support, technically they're supposed to give enough money if they can to allow those people, his offspring, to live as if he lived in the house with them. So that means if he was living in a mansion, they live in a mansion, or at least a very nice house. And if he was driving a Bentley, well, at least whatever a kid that lived in the same household, a BMW, $100,000 BMW. That's where what the young man is saying. Now, don't get me wrong; it's being spoiled, but that's just the way it is. If you're a high roller, and that's the point, the argument the kid was trying to make. So let's keep this rolling. But you see where I'm going with this. Here we go.
Raise a celebrity A-list child.
I don't know if he's A-list. He's kind of like A- list, B-list. I mean, if he stars in a movie, it's a B movie. Let's face it. He's been in A-list movies. 50 Cent has. He's definitely been in some A-list movies, but he's always been like he's been like a supporting cast. He hasn't been like the main man.
350,000. Your child is not me, brother. Your child is not me. Your child never been on a private jet before. Your child don't get fly like me.
Marquise thinks that since he is the son of a rap superstar, that he deserves a certain lifestyle. He says he has been in 13-bedroom mansions, flown private jets, traveled around the world. Why should he have to go back to living an average lifestyle? Most people are calling him spoiled, entitled.
He is spoiled. He is spoiled and he is entitled.
But Marquise denies that.
So when he paints this entitlement shit out in the public, he's entitled. Bro, I could have went to school and flunked out 5-10 years, and I didn't because I'm not entitled. And I do not care about no bread, bro. And if I really care about some bread, I'll be kissing his ass.
Based on
That's a decent argument, but still,
Marquise feeling like he needs to live a certain lifestyle, being the son of an A-list celebrity, is literally
he must still be under 21.
The definition of entitlement, which is believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privileges or special treatment.
Entitlement creates resentment. If Marquise asked for a pair of Jordans on Monday, his mother would make sure they were on his feet by Tuesday. It still didn't make him happy. Instead of being excited to rock his new pair of Jordans, all Marquise could think about was all of the retro Jordans he didn't have, all the different flyaways and colors that weren't in his closet. When he should have felt gratification, all he really felt was disappointment.
50
You want to know something, though? 50 might not realize this, but maybe because he didn't have the love of his father is why he felt so obsessed with objects. He definitely wasn't getting any love from his father, and you saw the text. So, the only thing he has left is what he thinks his interpretation of what love means, which is getting shit. A lot of kids might go through that. The rat girl in the house. Good seeing you, rat girl. She says his father is a self-hating SAMBO. He sure is. I heard that, like, basically, yeah. I mean, Let's keep it going. Here we go.
In his closet. When he should have felt gratification, all he really felt was disappointment.
50 wanted his son to work for his own money, not just live off of his father.
My issue with Marquise wasn't that he wanted all those sneakers. When I was a kid, I wanted sneakers too. The difference is that I was willing, make that determined, to do the work necessary to obtain them. I wouldn't for a second want Marquise.
Wait a minute. Let's see what kind of work he was doing. Hold on one second. Okay, so 50 Cent, what kind of work was he doing? In 1994, this is what he said. I was telling my grandmother openly, this is 50 Cent, SELDGs. Okay, I don't want to say the whole word out. Okay, Jackson was arrested for selling 4 vials of CC to an undercover police officer. So that's the kind of work he's referring to. That's the kind of work he was doing. He was arrested again 3 weeks later when police searched his home and found 10 ounces of CC and a starting pew. So this is the craziest thing. This is the craziest thing, how men like this somehow are being reveled as role models. Holy, how does that work? How does that work? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't see how that works. How can you be this evil all your life and people still love you? I mean, that's a scary thing that when you think about how that looks upon society, especially our community, because everybody, all the other races of people, they don't revel this guy. They see him for who he is. I mean, they might not know his history, but they see him for, okay, he's a rap star, whatever. But they don't see the damage he's done to the community. And that's why we have to have these underbelly videos, because come on, I mean, maybe we need to shift our role models to real role models. I mean, we got black men out there, I should say. We have, black men out there that are much better role models than this. Rocket scientists of the sort, lawyers, judges, stuff like that. But no, everybody wants to gravitate towards what I feel is the representatives of the worst in us, to be honest with you. Yeah. Black men never, Rag Girl breaks it down perfectly. Black men never wanted to help anyone. They cry that women don't want to build with them, yet nothing for these same women. Bars.
To have to resort to the type of work I put in to get my kicks.
You remember now, I showed you what kind of work he does for his kicks. I show you what kind of work he does for his kicks, right? Same thing that Diddy did, same thing that Jay-Z did. And y'all love him? Okay. Okay. All right.
At the time, I perceived selling drugs as the only viable option in my environment.
See? The only viable option to destroy other people's lives. Oh, well, they took it. They took the... You still made it a lot easier for them. You made it a lot easier for them to destroy their lives. No, you didn't do it, but you did. You sure didn't. You sure didn't send them on the straight and narrow either.
So I pursued it. Marquise has so many more options in front of him than I ever had. I just needed to see him pick one and put
You
it
had more options than your father had.
in work.
The saddest part about this back and forth is that it seems to have done damage beyond repair for the two.
Fifth, you love your father?
I used to. You ask yourself how long, a complicated question would say, how long can you love something that don't love you back?
You can hear the pain and disappointment in 50's voice. Although Marquise is going viral for being ungrateful, it seems like what he truly wishes is to have a relationship with his father.
Exactly. This is where this is all coming from. This is it.
Marquise wanted his dad to be there for him emotionally. He claims he doesn't care about the money. It doesn't make up for the missed birthdays, not going to graduation, never visiting. Of course 50 is super famous and extremely busy, but you can understand why the boy would feel the way he does. It just ruins his argument when he starts talking about money. Parents show love in different ways. Some fathers provide more financial support than emotional support. Some people think that mothers are supposed to be the emotional support for the child. All parents raise their kids differently. There's not one right way to do it. The most toxic part about this whole situation is that instead of talking to each other, they air out their differences on Instagram Live, radio interviews, and through TMZ. 50 is known for being petty, trolling, sarcasm. Marquise is the same way. They are making light of serious situations for the public to have a laugh, or for some Instagram likes. One thing we know for sure is that the only way this will ever get solved is if 50 and Marquise finally decide to sit down and talk everything out, privately, off of social media.
He's right about that. That is just crazy. That is crazy. Well, let's see. One second here. I hope everybody's doing good. Let's break it down like this. Okay, let me fast forward just a little bit.
Freak-offs. And according to Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, Diddy, and Will Smith are at the forefront of all this. In fact, Cat himself almost became a baby oil boy toy, but he put his career on the line to fight back. And he ended up getting blackballed and replaced by Kevin Hart. Cat has been on an exposing spree ever since because he was almost added to the list of being turned out in Hollywood. And that list includes Brashear Gray, Meek Mill, YK Osiris, Orlando.
This is the problem I have. All of the artists that this woman is naming, with maybe the exception of Will Smith, because he started his career so early, they don't live in Hollywood. Why are they calling it Hollywood? The freak-offs, they might have been in LA, but they weren't in Hollywood. It's kind of like Hollywood. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like Hollywood as for its exploitation, but at the same time, these men don't even live anywhere near it. So how are they representing Hollywood?
Ever since, because he was almost added to the list of
golden lady in the house. Here we go.
Being turned out in Hollywood. And that list includes Brashear Gray, Meek Mill, YK Osiris, Orlando Brown, and many more. Cat first spoke on this earlier this year when he had that infamous interview with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. During this interview, Cat said a whole lot of things, but what shocked people the most was when he spilled the tea about the time that Ice Cube and other producers of Friday After Next tried to turn him out by forcing him to make a disturbing scene of him getting essayed by Terry Crews in the bathroom, because they thought it would be funny to see a black man getting his back poked by another black man on camera. A lot of people were shocked to hear this, especially because Ice Cube was in on it. Because if y'all know anything about Ice, he puts up this front of being a super upright man. But from what Cat Williams was saying, he's actually the complete opposite. Cat was not here for the shenanigans, and he straight up told him he was was not gonna film that scene because first, it made him uncomfortable, and second, there was nothing funny about somebody being SA'd. Cass said he was really scared stepping up to them like that because Friday After Next was his first film, and he didn't want to be labeled as a difficult person to work. He wasn't bending over for Terry Crews to poke him. They rewrote the entire movie and took out all the SA scenes that they had written for him.
Dang, I mean, that's crazy. That sounds like the whole movie was based on a dude getting poked by another dude. He's just another single booty.
Him. While Kat was fighting against all this, Terry Crews was more than willing to do what the producers were telling him to do. And according to Kat, Terry even tried to convince him to bend over and do that scene. Kat said after this extremely traumatic experience, he got blackballed, and all the movies he was supposed to do got handed over to Kevin Hart because he was willing to do them. Kat was strong enough to fight the industry and save himself.
Yeah, so I didn't know. Hey, look, I'm not surprised at anything, but yeah, Ice Cube being another sugar booty, it wouldn't. It seems like birds of a feather, flock together. They roll in packs, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, not everybody in the industry had that privilege, and that includes Brashear Gray, who has now transitioned from once being the best rising actor in Hollywood to now being a full-blown gay adult movie star. Brashear was first discovered by Charlie Mack when he was 16.
Crazy.
And he became Brashear's manager. However, not too long after Brashear got the role of Hakeem Lion in Empire, Charlie introduced him to Diddy and Will Smith, and that's when Brashear's downfall began. Apparently, he introduced Brashear to Will and Diddy for mentorship, but they had other plans for him. Will was supposed to help him polish up his acting skills, while Diddy helped him with his music career, but unfortunately for Brashear, he was nothing but fresh meat to them, and they
Dang. Meat for the grinder. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, this is just crazy that these heavyweight, powerful men that are seen as role models are just like destroying lives.
allegedly did some very serious damage to that man. The first person who publicly spoke out about this was Jaguar Wright, and she said the entire mentorship was just a tactic that was used by Diddy and Will to allegedly trick young black men into their bedrooms. Jaguar even recalled the time that Brashear and Meek Mill reportedly ran out of Will Smith's house screaming for help after one of these freak-off sessions.
They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Brashear Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Around the same time, Jaguar also accused Will of messing with his own son, Jaden, who was just 15 at the time. According to Jaguar, this is why Jaden moved out of Will's house before he even turned 18.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Brashear and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
Jaguar also went in on Brashear's dead mom, Andrea, and accused her of allowing Diddy and Will to allegedly mess with Brashear like that, just so she could have something to write about in her book and make a quick little buck.
I'm talking about Brashear's mom. I'ma kick you in your and I'ma go to work North Philly style. You and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it.
Damn.
You CIA. I'm sorry.
Oh, but get this, y'all. Jaguar claims that Andrea was begging for her to help her with Brashear, and specifically told Andrea to get Brashear away from Charlie Mack, since he was the one allegedly selling him to Diddy and Will. But
Damn. These dudes are like this.
Rhea did nothing and allowed Diddy and Will to keep messing with her son and making him indulge in these freak-offs.
Do you feel this is...
She came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bashir, to help her get Bashir out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised.
Dang, yeah. Phoenix Soul says, I'm surprised Jaguar's still breathing. Yeah, if she seems to know a lot. She seems to know a lot. That's for sure.
Sheer in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay. You and Charlie Mack.
Jaguar also said that the reason why people are encouraging Bashir's new career as a gay corn actor is because they want people to think he's crazy, because he's coming out with his lawsuit against Diddy and Will, so nobody will take him seriously because they'll think he's not mentally stable. You know, the old Hollywood trick they use on all their victims, convincing the...
Yeah, that seems to be it. I mean, everybody's not stable. They're obviously not stable, including, Diddy, but, let's see how that rolls in the courts. And so let's go past that. I think that let's go down here. Oh,
and we are back,
yeah, they're saying that Tory Lanez might be innocent. Let's see.
Back, and we are back. Thank everybody for watching. Please go ahead and take a quick moment out of...
I mean, to me, it's like this. Is he really innocent? Or is this just another channel? I just grabbed this out of here. Or is this just another channel trying to do, pay R. Kelly type homage to another artist that obviously was guilty? Here we go.
Of your day and hit the like button. You want to, and it helps us, and it also helps you because it helps us keep bringing you this wonderful content. Now, there are reports going on the internet, in particular on X, that Tory Lanez may be about to get out of prison because a court in California has found him innocent of the charges with which he was charged, which landed him in the slammer. Y'all remember back several years ago, he was charged with pew-pewing somebody, Megan Thee Stallion, and he went to prison for that. Well, the reports say that he has been found innocent. I am bringing you a special report today. We are going to look into that, and we are going to bring you the truth. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and you know what? We're going back old school to the way we used to do it on this channel. Because I had somebody yesterday tell me, hey, you remember how y'all used to do it? I really like that. So we about to do it now how we used to do it. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it.
All right, this is the Paralegal Institute. Here we go.
California court found Tory Lanez innocent of shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Some people have interpreted Tory Lanez's recent habeas corpus petition as a sign that the court has found him innocent. But this is not accurate. A habeas corpus petition is not a declaration of innocence. Rather, it is a legal process through which Lanez's team is challenging the fairness of his trial and the legality of his detention. The purpose of habeas corpus is to examine whether there were procedural or constitutional errors.
Okay, so they're not saying he's innocent. They're just saying that he wasn't maybe treated well enough in court.
Significant enough to invalidate the conviction, not to make a direct judgment on guilt or innocence. In Lanez's case, the habeas corpus filing allows his attorneys to raise new claims, such as alleged trial misconduct, biased evidence, and unconsidered witness testimony in the hopes of overturning his 10-year sentence. If the court finds merit in his arguments, it could lead to a further investigation, retrial, or even potential release, but it does not automatically mean he is exonerated or proven innocent. Daystar Peterson, also known as Tory Lanez, was convicted in December 2022 for a 2020 shooting incident involving rapper Megan Thee Stallion. The jury found Lanez guilty of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle.
Now, let me make a note here. That's not the first time he had a registered firearm. He's had his share of doing it. And he was not supposed to have a firearm anymore. But you know how these fools roll.
And discharging a firearm with gross negligence. The incident, which occurred in the Hollywood Hills, involved Lanez allegedly firing at Megan's feet after a dispute. Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison in August 2023. His conviction and subsequent sentencing sparked public debates on issues such as violence against women and the influence of fame on legal proceedings. Following his conviction, Lanez initiated an appeals process, arguing that his trial was tainted by erroneous admission of evidence and prosecutorial misconduct. His legal team raised issues with
I just want to know if he did it or not. If he did it, then I don't care.
certain evidence presented by the prosecution, including photos of his chest tattoo, an AK-47, and references to his lyrics and social media activity. These elements, his lawyers argue, portrayed him as a violent individual.
He is. He is.
Unfairly influencing the jury's
A man who's about peace doesn't carry a gun around illegally. They just don't. Sorry.
perception of him. Lanez's team cited California law AB 2799, which restricts the use of creative expression, like lyrics or tattoos, as evidence to prevent racial or cultural bias, claiming that this law should have protected him from such portrayals in court. In addition to objecting to the portrayal of his public persona, Lanez's lawyers argued that the trial lacked important witness testimony. Notably, a statement from his driver claimed he attempted to intervene by taking the gun from Kelsey Harris, another individual involved in the incident. This new information, Lanez's team argued, could cast doubt on his direct involvement in the shooting. These appeals have faced delays as
I want to know if it was his gun. That's what I want to know. If it was his gun, then hey, well, you shouldn't have had your gun.
prosecutors requested more time to respond, which has prolonged Lanez's legal journey as he seeks a reversal of his conviction. In addition to standard appeals, Lanez's legal team filed a habeas corpus petition in October 2024. Habeas corpus is a Latin term meaning, "you shall have the body," which refers to a legal procedure allowing someone in custody to challenge the legality of their detention.
Good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But guess what? Diddy ain't done yet. Let me pause this right here. Diddy has 80 more cases against him. 80 more.
Ex-mogul turns. So your boy Diddy seems to be one step closer to the possibility of an upcoming release. The abeyance that his team filed requesting the appellate court place his appeal on hold while he seeks to file a new bail request with a new bail package in district court with new Judge Aaron Submaranian, has been approved. So we are going to break down exactly what that means. We're also going to talk about the freak-off videos obtained by the New York Post showing Diddy and others engaging
The
in
worst thing they could do for society is letting this guy out. If you've ever seen like those old gangster movies that were based on real life, as soon as that gangster got out of jail, a lot of people ended up missing. I don't see anything different between them and Diddy. I really don't.
sexual acts that sometimes involved women who were coerced and threatened to perform hours-long sex acts, sometimes after Diddy had just rubbed elbows with some of the hottest names in the industry. Diddy's attorneys are livid about this information coming out and taking their issues to the judge for him to decide how to handle these leaks. Lastly, we're going to talk about attorney Tony Busby, who once had 120 victims, 60 male and 60 female, that were suing Diddy. Now the number is at a whopping 200. We have so much to discuss in the world of Diddy. We're going to get into that in
I mean, even if those people don't get any money at all, that's a whole lot of witnesses. That's a lot of witnesses. I don't see how he's going to get out of here. I mean, he might. Yeah, I don't see how they can let this guy out, because the conviction possibility is very high. And that's one of the things they rate as far as letting somebody out. I think some people are just gonna end up disappearing if they let him out.
so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe.
I don't even think they should allow him to take phone calls. After listening to that little phone call he did the other day, that was weird. That was weird.
To this channel and hit this bell for notifications.
Hey, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, everybody. Here we go.
Don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. So Diddy's money is screaming, if there's a will, there's a way. His attorneys are honestly working around the clock to ensure their client's release, and it seems like they are one step closer to the possibility of making that happen. So we all know that Diddy has had 2 bail denials thus far. That's when he enlisted the help of attorney Alexandra Shapiro, who filed an appeal stating where the court erred in considering the release of Diddy. Well, a 3-judge panel was set to rule on this appeal on November 4th, which happens to be Diddy's birthday. However, Diddy's team now has something new up their sleeves. They state that because of new information they have, they would like to place this appeal in abeyance, basically on hold, and request another bail with a new bail package in district court that will be viewed in front of new Judge Aaron Subramanian. And just like the 2 judges before him, Judge Tarnowski and Judge Carter, now Judge Subramanian will have the opportunity to either approve or deny Diddy's new bail package. Now, with the abeyance of the appeal that's currently in appellate court, it's sitting on hold until the district court decides whether or not to approve or deny this bail package. If he decides to deny it, Diddy can still go back to appellate court and have that 3-judge.
I'm like this. The way he beat up that woman, he should be in there for 10 years just for that. So they should go ahead, give him the 10 years for that, put him in prison, and then he can work from there while working off some of his time.
Review the appeal that's currently there. So we'll have to see how all of this plays out in court, and you know I'll be there to update you on all of it. So while all of this is going on, behind the scenes, the government and Diddy's attorneys have been going at it. Diddy's attorneys have been arguing that the government has been leaking information about the case to the press, and they are requesting the court to intervene. First, the judge was like, look, y'all try to figure it out yourselves, and if not, I'll intervene and see what we can do. So neither sides could agree on the wording of the order, so both sides submitted their own proposals to the judge. The judge decided not to accept either proposal completely. Instead, he issued an order emphasizing the existing rules that both sides must follow about keeping information confidential. The order aims to prevent any leaks that could affect the fairness of the trial. The judge made it clear that there is no evidence of any wrongdoing thus far. So with Diddy's team thinking that the government side has released all of this information to the press, therefore hurting Diddy's—
Why would the government do that? That'd be risking their case, which they have a very good case at. So yeah, that's going to be tricky right there. Oh, and guess what, everybody? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Your favorite guy, Chris Brown, is in the news again. Chris Brown is in the news again. And then news again. Here we go.
Like, share, subscribe. As y'all tap on in, excuse the noise in the background. Got some construction workers doing a little bit of work, so excuse that. But press 1 if y'all can hear me in the chat, man. And hit the subscribe button.
Okay, the reason why I'm going to play the commentator which is from which show is he from? Ticket TV Media, because it's important you hear it from somebody else because everybody's, oh, you just don't like Chris Brown. So let's hear from this man himself. Here we
And
go.
after y'all hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell. Hit that little bell. That's a notification bell. That way you guys will be updated when I release video content on the channel. And shout out to L Hamilton, Debonair, and press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comments again. Bumbleclot, Hank, KC, Adrovert,
Okay, let me
according
go
to the
fast forward.
reports, a woman has accused the singer, Chris Brown, of R-wording her on Diddy's yacht.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised.
Now, according to the allegations from this new accuser, the article says that in a new documentary titled Chris Brown, A History of Violence, is set to premiere on Sunday and is part investigation of Investigation Discovery's No Excuse for Abuse campaign. And it says he revisits allegations against Hollywood.
Wow, this Sunday? Wow. Dog Brown being himself. Yep. Yeah, it's weird how people still are captivated by this dude and still, focus on this dude. I don't get it. But yeah, Chris Brown, he's back at it again. Told you. I tried to tell everybody he was innocent. I went in some Chris Brown, channel, and they were all like, "Why are you in here? He's innocent, and why are you blaming him for what he did 20 years ago?" I'm not talking about 20 years ago. I'm talking about right now. Shoot.
Singer and songwriter Chris Brown, including an alleged R-word incident on controversial rapper Sean Diddy Combs' yacht. Now it says an anonymous woman known as Jane Doe has claimed that C Breezy R-worded her during a yacht party in Miami in December of 2020. It goes on to say that the Doe's account of the alleged incident is that the Doe viewed meeting Chris Brown as a potential opportunity for career advice. She said we had talked and he handed me a drink. She says, I'm not even sure.
That infamous drink again. That infamous drink. They roll in packs, y'all. They roll in packs.
This is when my memory starts to get a little bit weird. I don't remember if I saw him pour it, but I just drank it and he just hands me another drink. As I'm standing there, I started to feel tired and my body was feeling.
The thing is this, these men, it's funny because these men can have all the women in the world, but see, they are so demented and so criminal and so evil that they want to take the shit. That's what gets them off is the fact that it's not consensual, that they were able to trick somebody into something. That's what they like. It's not just the sex itself. It's being able to take it from someone without their consent. That's what gets these dudes off. That's why it's like, what is this dude even? Look, I love Chris Brown's music. If you could separate that and give it to that talent to somebody else who is more deserving, I'd like that to happen. But the fact of the matter is he's a freaking monster. Everybody, I remember people were cussing me out because I said, dude's a monster. I call people exactly what they are. They're a monster, they're a monster. I don't care how talented they are. You're a monster, you're a monster.
A little heavy. She goes on to say, it says that the alleged R-word and aftermath was detailed by her as well. She alleges that Chris Brown took her to the bedroom and R-worded her despite her protest. I remember I did lay back and I'm like, why can't I get up? ? The next thing I know is he was on top of me and I couldn't move. I said no. And then I felt him. The next thing I knew, he was inside of me. I was so disgusted. People quoted the woman as saying, People magazine. It goes on by saying that, the legal proceedings and Chris Brown's denial of the allegations. Well, this woman, first lawsuit was thrown out in 2022 over lack of prosecution. and conflicting text message exchange between her and Chris Brown. One of the Doe's former lawyers, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, who I talk to y'all about a lot on this channel, is now representing her again and claims to believe her allegations, according to People magazine. Meanwhile, Brown's legal team has denied the allegations, calling them false.
Of
And
course they have. They denied. They denied. They denied that he even beat up on Riri. So of course they all say that shit.
Combs' attorney has not commented on the matter as federal investigations into Diddy's activities are continuing. Also, it goes on to say that the documentary highlights other allegations against Chris Brown. It says that the documentary also delves into other allegations against Chris Brown, including his infamous assault on ex-girlfriend singer Rihanna in 2009. Another incident involves Lizianne Gutierrez, who alleged that Chris Brown punched her in Las Vegas after inviting her to his hotel room in 2016. Chris Brown, A History of Violence, hopes to highlight these incidents.
I mean, he's been beating up on people ever since Rihanna, probably since before Rihanna. It's what he does. Okay, he just beat up on two dudes just a couple months ago, right? I just don't know why people just support this kind of foolishness, but y'all do. Now, well, I'm not going to say you. Y'all know the ones who would defend Chris. Y'all defend it. Well, another rapper was.
Lil Durk actually did slide for King Von, however, it costed him everything. Reports would just be released.
Yeah, so this is what I don't get. These dudes are out there literally making war zones out of communities. These young black men, younger black men, some of them are even just young teens, whatever. And all these dudes who claim they're in a respectable group of men, like the Manosphere or whatever, for example, their focus is on trying to control women when these men can't even control their own men. Welcome, Irene. It's good seeing you. Yeah, you can't even control. They can't. What is the point, fellas? Let's put it this way. How can you give a woman protection and then she's submissive to you when you can't even control your own boys or your own friends? Oh, well, they are their own free will. The bottom line is that there's enough of these guys floating around that we have the worst, the least safest neighborhoods in the United States. So I guess what I'm saying is that you're basically not showing a very good representation. Why should anybody trust what you want to do if what you want? Why does anyone want to trust you in a relationship when many of you have a bad temper, cannot control yourself, have friends who do the same, and they have friends who do the same? Quite honestly, logically, black women should just not date within our race because black women are treated worse within our race. Treated worse. Highest DV rates, higher, at least 10% higher than any other race of women. What do we have to offer that's better than everybody else? That's what we should be focusing on is presenting a type of behavior that would attract any woman anywhere because of the quality we can bring. And we can't even do that. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Moments ago, 5 Chicago gang members with ties to Lil Durk's OTF accused of being hired to deal with Quando Rondo in LA for the incident where Lil Pab sadly was targeted as revenge for King Von. The suspects are facing life.
We're giving out peaceful neighborhoods, aren't we? Wow.
Penalties. The indictment alleges flights, rental cars, and everything was paid for with credit cards that are linked to OTF. Once this news broke out, we would even see an announcement of rapper Lil Durk has been reportedly arrested following the recent arrests of other OTF members, alongside DJ Academics reacting to it on live stream.
DJ Academics has his own problems because he did the same thing that Chris Brown did, that Diddy did. They all roll in packs.
This is what we got, and you tell me if we're hot or cold. We believe, and I'm hoping this isn't true. This is one of the times I want to be wrong, because this is my man. Okay? We believe that co-conspirator 1 seems to be aiming at somebody who's a boss within the OTF organization that could call that could put money up and also promise music opportunities. It appears that it's aiming at someone who would be Durk.
Let me pause right here. One bandit talking about another bandit. That's amazing. Anyway, Phoenix Soul breaks it down perfectly. She says, did y'all see Kamala's town hall with the black men asking them what they needed? And they said child support forgiveness. Ain't that something? If there's anything that shows a lack of love for your child, is to beg for child support forgiveness. That's pretty bad. Ariane, thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. I do. But that is just crazy to me. There are so many. How about jobs, fellas? We're going to sit on this for a minute here. So, yeah, let me, something that's, let me even bring that up. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I can find a clip on this. See if I can bring something up. Okay, town hall. Where is it at? Okay, let me go to Google because it's not there. I'm going to Google. Forgiveness. Okay. Now, you know what's weird about this, though? I'm embarrassed as a black man. Because if this is really, yeah, here we go.
Ask, what would
Wait, let me pause. I want you to make sure you hear the whole thing. Here we go.
Black men were asked, what would Vice President Kamala have to bring to the table in order to get their vote? And they didn't say student loan forgiveness or affordable housing or affordable health care or even resources for the black community.
Or jobs, not even jobs.
Said child support forgiveness for the kids that they already aren't taken care of, because 9 times out of 10 you're on child support because you are negligent. Black men were asked, what would Vice President Kamala have to bring to the table in order to get their vote? And they didn't say student loan forgiveness or affordable housing or affordable health care or even resources for the black community. They said child support forgiveness.
I'm embarrassed as a black man. It just shows you several things. One, employment is probably our biggest concern in our community, number one. Number two, only because number one would affect that. Number two is the violence in our community. We would want safe streets, right? Safe streets, right? We want that. That's what we want for sure. But no. So that's two. Then affordable housing, as she said, because you got to live somewhere. And everybody who works hard, to me, deserves to have a home of their own. So we have that, right? I mean, those, and in some way that people, are treated better. In just overall, just better treatment overall, respect. No, they don't. They didn't do that.
For the kids that they already aren't taken care of, because 9 times out of 10, they said child support forgiveness. For the kids that they already aren't taken care of, because 9 times out of 10 you're on child support because you are negligent. My daughter's dad was on child support, and I took him off of child support because he got to get her for a whole year. He is married and they have a daughter together, but he got to see how expensive it is to raise a kid, from getting her braces adjusted every month, braids every 6 weeks, constantly growing, needing new clothes because she's getting taller, and all these different activities. And now he has her as an authorized user on his credit card, which is linked to her Apple Pay, and we don't have any child support issues anymore.
Yeah, let me pause that. So that's wait.
This defense,
They want to play that. NFL will woo. Let me get back out of there. There we go. Okay. So yeah. Out of all the things you can ask for somebody for, a job, number one, should have been the first thing. A job. I need a job. I need a job. I need a job. They should have been asking that. They didn't do that. No. Well, we want safe neighborhoods. They didn't do that. Nope. Child support forgiveness. They do have, Henry Mars is in the house. Henry Mars, is good seeing you. You do have child support forgiveness. Just pay money, pay up. What's to forgive? You made them, you pay them. Yep. It's funny how they don't have a problem paying when they are controlling the woman. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're back here to Lil Durk. Here we go.
Or it could be Dirk's brother who passed, but the only person living will be Dirk. It could be Dirk. It's looking like it could be Dirk.
So it's funny to me that Lil Durk, I mean, isn't as famous as Diddy, but he's just as basically evil as Diddy. And you can see why our community is the way it is. And you can see why these guys want to focus more on child support forgiveness than better communities and better way of life. Well,
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well.
Guess who else is in the mix? Guess who's else?
Well, look on the screen. It's Ye and Bianca Censori. Okay. So you probably heard about the lawsuit filed by her. Used to work for Kanye and...
Oh, you thought Kanye was clean, huh? Y'all thought Kanye was clean. Not y'all in the chat. Y'all probably already know. But everybody out there in YouTube land. Yeah, but in remarks, child support forgiveness. Is this serious? Yeah, they were serious. How will the child grow up without resources? Exactly. They don't care. But, and that's the embarrassment I feel, Henry, is the fact that, I am related to these men by history or whatever you want to call it. Maybe not, psychology, psychologically, but, we look like each other. And these men are running out there representing me, saying they want child support forgiveness, which is the one thing that you should want to pay, which is your for your heritage. I mean, for your lineage. They don't even want to do that. That's scary to me. How about getting a job so good that you wouldn't care about paying that child support? How about asking for a job so good that you'd be happy to pay the child support? And the funny thing is, most of these dudes don't pay that much as it is. Most of these men, when they pay child support, okay, is enough, just enough for a babysitter for 2 days. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm embarrassed that we were putting that kind of message out there. It's embarrassing. I'm ashamed. If you men were trying to make me feel ashamed, you did it by asking for child support. Forgiveness. That is killing me. Oh. The rap girl says, DJ, Master's supposed to take care of the kids. Remember? That is right. The same government that they hate. They are actually taking care of the kids. I think it was what, $50 billion a year we cost? Let me keep playing. Here we go.
Let's take a look at what she say. Okay, and it seems to kind of maybe possibly based on this news article upset Kim Kardashian. So it says Kim Kardashian absolutely livid with Kanye West as allegations about his sexual kinks emerge. Let's get down to it. So Kim Kardashian isn't happy with Kanye West. Per this article, the Skims founder and her entire family are absolutely livid.
She's just getting pissed at him now after she's watched his new wife literally walk around shamefully naked in public. They go somewhere. I think it was in France, and she starts giving him the nod on a boat where everybody could see. Yeah, stupid crap like that. That's crazy to me.
As new allegations about her ex-husband's sexual kinks emerged in a lawsuit filed by a former Yeezy employee, and Inside exclusively tells In Touch. Kim has tried her best to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship with Kanye, but it
says this about child support forgiveness. My pops only paid $60 a month for 2 kids, and he always talked, crap about it. The funny thing, that's not even an internet bill these days. That's definitely not a light bill, man.
It's taking everything in her not to speak out right now, the source says. Kim, age 44, Ye, age 47, share 4 children. North, St. Chicago, and Salmon have been co-parenting since their 2021 split. Tensions are clearly rising for the couple after West's former assistant, Lauren Pisciotta, right here, that's reportedly Lauren, filed a lawsuit on October 11th, accusing the Can't Tell Me Nothing rapper of sexual assault during a studio session co-hosted by Sean Diddy Combs.
Y'all see the common denominator? They all roll in packs. They all roll in packs, folks. I mean, the community of and this, see, the thing is this is, you say, well, those are all rich people doing that weird stuff. These are rappers and whatever. No, that this is inherent in our community as well.
Wow. Pisciata worked for the Chicago native from 2021 to 2022 and claimed that she was a victim of sexual battery at the Grammy winner's hand after drinking something he gave to her.
There it is again. So now we have, what have we gone through so far? We have obviously Diddy himself, then we have Chris Brown, and then we have DJ Academics, and now we have Yee, or whatever he's calling himself this week.
Had allegedly been laced. In addition, Pisciata made several shocking claims, including that Ye had a kink for sleeping with his partner's moms. In the filing, Lauren claimed that Ye allegedly told his wife Bianca Censori that he wanted to have sex with her mother. But
These dudes are just like, they can probably have a strong argument for being mentally disabled.
Bianca, age 29, didn't approve, according to Daily Mail. Bianca's mom, Alexandra Censori, addressed the claims directly and told the outlet on October 14th that she, quote, wouldn't be drawn into the latest claims about her son-in-law before requesting privacy. The complaint came as an amendment to a previous lawsuit where Pisciata...
That was an interesting reply for somebody who could have just said, that sounds actually absolutely ridiculous, and I'm not going to be drawn in. She didn't say that. She didn't say it was ridiculous or stupid or untrue or a lie. She didn't say any of those, but she just said she wasn't going to be drawn in by any of these accusations, which isn't even an articulate way of saying somebody's lying. That's not.
Alleged that she was a victim of wrongful termination. So wrongful termination now is a sexual assault, sexual battery. West lawyers denied the accusations and in response claimed that Pisciata had pursued him sexually to coerce employment and other material benefits. When Pisciata's advances were rejected, West alleged that she then tried to blackmail him. According to a report from Us Weekly, published October 13th. In response to these baseless allegations, Ye will be filing a lawsuit against Ms. Pisciata. The statement from West lawyers read, prior to her termination as an assistant, Ms. Pisciata stole his cell phone in an attempt to destroy phone records that would contradict her claims, all of which have been preserved. Wow.
This is going to be interesting, but something tells me that he's just going to go ahead and settle.
The lawsuit against Yeezy founder comes amid Diddy's legal woes. Following his arrest on September 16, the, quote, last night artist, age 54, was charged with sex trafficking and racketeering and is facing a long list.
Let me pause that. Basically, she starts talking about Diddy there, but basically, if Yee is smart, he'll just go ahead and settle out of court. Otherwise, he could be pulled in to that Diddy thing, especially if he did interact with Diddy a lot. They're probably already looking at him, and this is not helping him. And the fact that he had his wife walking around naked in public and suckling on his dingling and is not going to help. Here we go about. I'm biracial and I'm. Pause it right there. Fast forward a little bit. Start it right here. I'm biracial and no hate.
Salam alaikum.
By angry biracial, of course. Here we go.
YouTube was cracking it, y'all. Angry biracial back with another video. Y'all know how I do. Gotta keep my foot on the necks of these modern males 24/7. Man, it's early in the morning. I haven't even had my coffee yet. When my alarm goes off, I usually turn it off, then get my phone and scroll through my messages and TikTok for a minute. trying to convince myself that I gotta crawl out of bed. And what I saw this morning blew my freaking mind. I got a busy day, so I'm gonna skip the jibber jabber and just dive right in.
In the heart of the rhythm where the beat comes to life. That's a tell of a
VP Kamala Harris and God willing President-elect Kamala Harris did something that no other candidate has done in the history of America. She made a plan that will target black men specifically, that will empower black men. Y'all been all over the internet crying because Kamala Harris says she wasn't going to pass reparations. And unlike other presidential candidates, she actually heard you and said, you know what? I think black men do deserve something. And
all right, shout out to Bridget in the house, Phoenix Soul in the house, Rat Girl in the house. Everybody we got in the house, Henry Mars, Irene, here we go.
She made a plan to empower black men.
Phoenix Soul.
And she asked you specifically, what do you want? How can I help you? This was your opportunity to have a direct connection to the future president, to the current vice president.
She was giving us the red phone. She was giving us a red phone, and what y'all do? Break it down.
Your needs met to help fix some stuff in the black community.
Yeah, you know, like jobs, like employment, like, you know, so a safe place to live and a safe place to have and a housing and all that cool stuff.
I had the opportunity right here to ask her to help y'all with this. This is Google, man, saying that many black men are functionally illiterate. Only 12% of black males, that means grown men and boys, can read at an 8th grade level. That means 88% of you can't read Harry Potter. Y'all wouldn't even know what's going on in Hogwarts if it wasn't for the movies. Y'all didn't ask her for programs and incentives to help improve the quality of life and quality of basic functionality for black men and boys.
Right. See, look at all this good stuff we could have asked her for. All this good stuff we could have asked her for. All this good stuff. Everything that holds your life down, you could have asked for it.
And in case you didn't know what being functional illiterate is, it's someone who lacks the reading and writing skills needed to perform basic tasks in daily life and employment. Then when you look at this, it makes perfect sense. Instead of asking her to give tax breaks to companies that hire more black men so you all can work, so you won't be a $50 billion drain on the U.S. economy, so you can pull yourselves and your community out of poverty. You didn't ask her for better schools. Didn't ask her for better jobs, for better neighborhoods. Didn't ask her for the funding to clean up your neighborhoods. Didn't ask her for trade skills in your neighborhoods. Nope. When given the opportunity, when given a direct line.
Oh, he's going to break it down. Here we go. Keep listening now.
To Kamala Harris, who looked you all in the eye and said, what do you want? Help me help you. Help me help you. Your only response and only concern was asking her to help you become even more of a fucking deadbeat by asking her to forgive child support. Y'all know how pathetic that is, how lame that is, how that...
Okay, I want to pause it right there because I just wanted you to see that I'm glad I'm not the only man out here who is embarrassed. That is some embarrassing shit. The one thing you want is to skimp on your own children. I don't have to do, I don't have to say anything bad about anybody. I'll just let that sit like that. I don't have to, roast anybody. I don't need to talk about anybody. All I need to do is report that when Kamala Harris asked black men what they wanted, the first thing out of our mouths from a long list of things we could ask for was child support forgiveness. I need to reiterate it one more time because I think really, quite honestly, that's what this live stream really should have been about. Don't get me wrong, because Diddy the Diddy culture has to do with the condition of our communities as they are, or our culture as they are. Because some people, they don't believe in a community because we really, when you think about it, we don't have a community. We have multiple areas of concern. I'm going to be nice tonight. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. But then you got women like Diddy out there talking like this. You got Diddy out there talking smack like this.
Hey loves, it's your girl Diddy.
It's your girl Diddy. Diddy, what are you talking about today? Oh, okay, it's just, here we go. This is Diddy talking. Let's hear what Diddy has to say. Let's see what Diddy has to say about her relationship talk.
Hey loves, it's your girl Diddy, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this comes from a woman who says she went from being single at 33 to married at 35. So we're gonna hop into the video. I definitely want to see what she has to say and chime in on it. And I definitely want you to chime in the comments and let me know what you think of what she had to say. If you are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also share and like the video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So let's go.
Okay. Was I had to identify my block. What was it that kept blocking me from attracting real, committed, consistent love, and instead kept me in the cycle of pursuing guys that weren't really interested? And once I understood that, honestly, it got easy, because number 2 then was to cut the bullshit. No more entertaining men that met these old behavior patterns of mine, meaning they made me anxious and they felt very uncertain about the relationship. And instead, I had to commit to myself 100% to only pursue men that were the opposite. So if I was writing...
That's actually a good tip. That's an excellent tip. That is true. The problem is that you can only really think about that when you are looking at a community that has enough men. Okay, black women already have a deficit of women have a deficit of 2 million. So there's not and then we'll break down the rest later, but you'll see what I'm saying. Here we go.
Essays in my notes app about this person, it meant he wasn't for me. And number 3 was probably the most important one for me, which is that I had to turn off all the outside noise, meaning I needed to take a social media fast and make sure that I wasn't listening to everybody and all their opinions on the internet, but that I was tuned in to only God and my intuition. And that's it. Those were the 3 things I did to go from single at 33 to married at 35.
Listen, what do you got?
Single at 33, married at 35. Great tips. Let's see what Diddy is going to say.
Guys, think about what she had to say. Definitely chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, I will say I can applaud her for being accountable. And I think that is where it's going to start. I think any and everybody, not just women, but us as a people, we have to be accountable for the choices that we make. And that's it. Yes.
I actually agree with Diddy. She is actually right on time. The problem is that this is the problem. Okay. There are women who are not being accountable. Great. But the problem is that there's way more men that are not accountable. And that can be measured by, number 1, the fact of the matter is when you just saw that men don't want to even be accountable in our community, black men, because remember now, that's what we were talking about, when we were talking about Kamala. She asked black men what they wanted, and black men said they wanted to not be accountable for their children, because if you're not paying child support, you're not being accountable for your children. So we could start right there. We could start right there with someone not being accountable. Women are forced to be accountable because usually 9 times out of 10, women have to take care of the child. So let's keep this going. I'm actually agreeing with her. I thought, hey, I'm agreeing with her. Let's see what else she got.
Are allowing certain people in our lives, right? And we constantly keep attracting that same type of energy, and we keep making ourselves available to that type of person and that energy, then you definitely have to take some accountability on your part. Even if the person was no good, even if they treated you horribly, you still have to take some accountability as to why you keep attracting that type of person.
I agree.
And why you keep giving that type of person your energy. So I think the focus...
If Diddy's channel was just like she's speaking right now, I'd actually give her props. But guess what? Last time I checked, it ain't. But let's keep it going. Maybe she's changed. I don't know. But the thing about Diddy's channel, to me, the problem I had was that when I would float over there, she was cussing out women, and the dudes in the channel were cussing out women, and that was pretty much what was going on. They were cussing out not only women, but they were specifically cussing out black women. But maybe, I don't know, maybe she's changed a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? I got to hear more videos. But right now, I absolutely agree with what she says. Accountability is important. But the key is that for men to be accountable, and if the only thing we've done so far to show our level of accountability is by asking for child support forgiveness, not enhancement, it would have been different if the guy said, look, our kids aren't getting enough, we're not making enough money to give our kids a quality thing. Can you enhance the child support for us? Like if we pay, $1,000 for child support a month, will you double that? That would be different. But they're not asking for that. They're asking not to pay a damn dime for their kids. Here we go.
In finding a healthy relationship starts with you. It starts with you being
Rack Girl. She is the ultimate BMW.
Accountable for the choices you make, the type of person you entertain, the type of guy you're looking for, your type, because every woman has a type. You keep going for that type, and that type is not the right guy for the type of relationship that you want in life. This is refreshing to see a woman who, stood on business and took accountability for her actions and her part and what she was doing to contribute to her constantly dealing with this.
Okay, now she's starting to bend it. She doesn't realize that that maybe 20% of the black males in our community are really capable of being in a relationship, period. Okay, and then that number dwindles down to the types that will want to be married, because Diddy, your pal who passed away, Kevin Samuels, he was dating 6 women. He bragged about it. He said they were on his rotation. Now, what kind of role model shit is that? Women don't want to be with a man who they're just on a rotation with, but that's what these guys are bragging about now. DJ, come on, they are crying over $40 a year. Man, that is just crazy. I mean, think about it. Think about it. I mean, the thing is this, and I don't think she'll agree with me, but the men need a lot more work than the women do. The men need a lot more work. Look, we need to this is what we need. We need a job first, then we need to stay out of prison or jail or any trouble second. We need not to live with our parents. Okay, we need to live on our own. We need to have gainful employment, and to get gainful employment, we need gainful education. So let's jump to Dwight Howard. Why not?
With news of him dabbling in
Wait. Let's see how Boosie is a role model for all men when it comes to children. Here we go.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Gigi, and we're talking about Boosie's daughter. If you guys did not know, Boosie went on an interview with Young Miami, and they were talking about, I guess, Boosie's gay kids or a gay child, or, I mean, you don't know how many kids he have gay. One is out for sure, okay? And she is a girl, and he stated that he did not want his daughter, biological daughter, because Boosie is a biological father, coming over with the love of her life. Boosie does not accept her fully, pretty much, and he states that he fears that it's going to turn his kids gay, because once they see one gay person, everybody turns gay, because gay is so powerful. Gay influence the masses, gay has a stronger influence.
Basically, the thing is this. Boosie has a bunch of kids. And it's clear that one of the biggest issues we have in our community. Thank you, Phoenix Soul. Yeah, everybody, don't forget to hit the like. Is the disconnection between children. It's terrible. And that's the proof is when somebody asks for, the lack of accountability when it comes to taking care of your child. I think I've already played this. So let's jump into Dwight Howard one more time.
By filing a lawsuit against the man who...
Pause here. Guess who's another person who's clicked in with Diddy?
The two other ladies in dresses, they all the same height at a Diddy party. Oh. Ask about Dwight Howard in Mexico.
What's up with Dwight Howard in Mexico?
They don't got paparazzi out there like that. You feel me? They was down there hooping.
Why the hell do you or anybody care who the hell I spend my time with? That's the problem with y'all people. Y'all worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business.
Do you think that Dwight is straight, gay, bisexual? How would you define it?
I just think he's a little bit freaky. I think he's that entire alphabet.
An NBA champion, an 8-time All-Star, and a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard may be a lot of things, but he's definitely not an honest man. He's been slammed with lawsuits by young men for taking advantage of them, and just when Dwight thought the storm had passed, he got the real slap in the face. Enter a former bodyguard who is painting an even messier picture. Diddy parties, trans women, drugs, and NDAs. Chili. You're going to want to sit down for this one because this dude ain't messing around. He's got serious receipts.
Just think if we as men focused more on achievements than sex. We would be doing something. But we can't look past our third head. Or second head, small head, whatever. We can't do it. And these famous people are just an extension of what we're offering. It's sad.
And if my name was Dwight Howard, I'd be looking for a private island to run off to right now. Did Dwight really party with Diddy, of all people? And what sick rituals did the bodyguard leak that involved trans women? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm not gay, so it's a lot of people who are.
Meet Big Homie CC. Found yourself with a woman passed out in your hotel room, or got a body you need to get rid of? Then he's the man to call, or at least he was. These days, he's been going around spilling the deets about what he saw while protecting some A-list celebrities. And one name that keeps popping up is Dwight Howard, second only to Diddy and Busta Rhymes. The former bodyguard was asked about his experiences with Diddy during his interview with Cam Capone News, and here's what he had to say.
Son Diddy, have you ever worked with Diddy? Have you ever met Diddy?
I met him a couple times. I definitely worked with him. But everything everybody's saying, I've been saying for years, bro. I've been saying it for years. Like, man, these boys are weird. You feel me? Like, you will go to a party with them, and you looking around like, damn, like, a lot of guys kissing each other in here, man. You feel me? What y'all do is y'all business.
So you've been to a party and seen this?
Oh, I've seen it firsthand, multiple times.
He confirmed what most folks already know. Diddy holds the
Let me say something. It's a difference between being GAY and then being sexually, what's the word? Dysfunctional. I think these are sexually dysfunctional men. And what I mean is that basically, if it's got a hole, they're ready to roll. There's something broken that the humanity of the whole thing is gone. Yeah, promiscuous. But no, I mean, they are so mentally blown in some ways, as talented as they are, extremely talented people, from Chris Brown to Dwight Howard to Diddy. But the problem is there's something so broken in them that they can't just have regular sex anymore. They have to commit a crime while doing it to be happy. That's what you call a very dysfunctional person, putting it nicely. I mean, it's sad. It really is.
Freakiest parties on planet Earth. In Big Homie's words, he went to a Diddy party while bodyguarding Bobby Valentino, and here's the picture he's painting. Dancers in cages, lions, women with no clothes on serving drinks. Now, word on the street is that a lot of celebrities attend these parties. Some names that have popped up so far include Clive Davis, Meek Mill, and Jay-Z, but no one was expecting Dwight Howard. Yet, here we are, thanks to Big Homie.
Man. I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress, bro.
What?
I seen Dwight Howard in a pink dress with two other ladies in dresses. They all the same height at a Diddy party.
Oh.
Ask about Dwight Howard in Mexico.
What's up with Dwight Howard in Mexico?
You know, they don't got paparazzi out there like that. You feel me? They was down there hooping.
Big Homie also said that Dwight going to trans parties is the reason why he is not in the league anymore. Apparently, upper management is not a fan of how he spends his free time, and no team wants to deal with the media storm that Dwight seems to have a knack for landing himself in, again and again. Based on what Big Homie's been telling folks, Dwight may not exactly be shooting straight. He doesn't just get down with men and trans women, but he may secretly like dressing up as one as well. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care if he dresses up like a woman. That's really, I don't care. But what I do care about is the fact that he's taking advantage of people that he shouldn't take advantage of, and that he's really a horrible person. He didn't treat his wife well. He played that fake shit out for a long time. And I mean, that's it. I mean, that's basically the whole scoop. You know? Let me see here for a minute. Let me see what I got here. Thought I had something put in here. Let me look here. Okay. Okay, I don't see it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That's crazy to me. I mean, yeah, I would say that black men are, because they're getting other black. See, when these down low men, I believe they are a lot really jealous of women, and they hate women because they're taking up men they could have. I can't believe I can't believe I'm saying, but that's true, right? They're competing for the same men. DL men are competing for the same men that other women might want. for other DL men, I guess. Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. I hope everybody had a good time. I'd like to give some shout outs. I'll do it to music next time, but this time I'm just going to do it with with the mic. Shout out to Rat Girl, Bridget, Phoenix Soul, Henry Mars. Let's see who else we got in here. I'm just scrolling. Okay. We have a new member. Oh, Ariel, our new member. Welcome. Shout out to Why Seeking Knowledge. Shout out to Tam. Who else? Who else is up in here? And let me go to the bottom here. But yeah, I really had a good time here. Everybody have a good night. This is DJ Torch.